Student, in this lecture, I will try to explain you the concept of covariance. Before understanding the concept of correlation, it is important to understand the covariance. Of course, it's not an standardized type, but when you are understanding the concept of covariance, it will help you a lot when you will move to a standardized concept of correlation. So, in portfolio making, when we are taking various stocks and we are joining it with the market indexes, it is important to understand the concept of covariance, that how these variables are moving either together or moving in a different directions. It is my understanding that many students get confused when face the concepts of covariance and correlation. So before moving to standard deviation of portfolio, I decided to focus on covariance and correlation, and later we will discuss portfolio standard deviation. I think this will help you to understand it in much better way as compared to if I simply start the concept of portfolio standard deviation. Covariance measure how two securities move together over time in market. It is possible that you are finding covariance between two securities that behave in one direction. If one is increasing, another one also increasing. On the other hand, one is increasing and the another one is decreasing. Or student, in some cases, both are not showing any trend. We can calculate covariance with the help of this formula that is given. This formula requires difference of stock return with its average, and then we take product with other stock. You can recall that when you calculate a standard deviation of any variable, you do similar kind of work. So this is not new for you in terms of calculation. Now look at this covariances. A positive covariance means that price or return move in the same direction. On the other hand, negative covariance indicates that the prices or return of two securities move in different directions. The magnitude of the covariance depends on the variances of the individual return series, as well as on the relationship between the series. Since student, we cannot compare magnitude of covariance with different portfolio, we simply take sign to understand the behavior. So right now I'm not explaining 2.45. I'm simply taking its sign, that is plus, means these two securities move in the same direction. If one is increasing, another one is also increasing. In second case, I'm not explaining 3.5 or in simple terms 3.75. I'm taking only negative sign that shows that these two securities prices behave in opposite direction. If one is increasing, then another decreasing. In the last case, covariance is 0, means both securities are independent and does not show any trend. So generally, you can face any one situation whenever you are solving any question. On this slide, we take S&P index values and bond index. You can take any value. Let's suppose you are working on Karachi Stock Exchange, then it's possible that you can take Pakistan Stock Exchange data and you can compare it with any other values. As you can see, when one is negative, then sometime next one is positive. Sometime both are positive, and in one case particularly both are negative. So it depends how market is behaving and how two variables that you are taking is showing their relationship. We also calculated mean or average return, that I think that you can easily calculate now, and you don't need to worry about it because on Excel we are also learn it how to calculate it. On this slide, we will calculate covariance. Of course, on PPT we cannot calculate, but it will at least give you idea what information we need and what other columns we need to prepare. First two columns shows return. It is taken from the previous slide. Then in third column, we minus S&P values from its average. And in the fourth column, we did same work with bond values, where we minus average from each value. In the last column, we took product of column 3 and 4th, and finally we divided sum by number of observations to get covariance. The covariance is negative and showing value of 0.68, and as I discussed earlier that this 0.68 is difficult to interpret, so we are simply taking the negative concept that somehow stock index and bond index move in opposite direction.